If you'd like to learn how to make well-fitted madam blouses, off-shoulder madam blouses, that the shoulders are actually not falling off, well-fitted, not the type that you're done making and then you start making adjustments, this video is for you, because in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to make a well-fitted off-shoulder madam blouse from the very scratch. So if you're interested in that, keep watching this video. My name is Eberechi Igwe Obona and I'm the creative director of Eric's Academy of Fashion, a fashion outfit based in Enugu, southeastern Nigeria. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to go ahead to mark out our lines. So if you've been following my other videos, you just see my method of marking out my lines. From the neckline, you mark your shoulder line of 1 inch. Then you mark your chest line of for me 6 inches. For the armhole, you can use high waist position divided by 2. So for a high waist of 17, I'm going to be working with 8.5 inches. Then bust position 10.5, under bust 14 inches. Then high waist 17 inches, and full length is about 5 inches below. So that's 22. I'll just add half inch for hem allowance, 22.5 inches. I hope you're following this video. So if you have any questions, please drop it in the comment section. So just go ahead and repeat the same measurements in the middle. 1, 6, 8.5, 10.5, 14, 17, 22, 22.5. So we do the same thing to the end also. 1, 6, 8.5, so we're going to go ahead to connect them. I'm using a shoulder darted blouse pattern for this particular tutorial, so you just connect your lines. So here we are. After connecting the lines, I'm going to go ahead to start the shoulder darted blouse pattern on the left. So this side is going to be our front piece. We're going to drop the back piece around here. So I'll just extend this line a little bit. So let me just quickly go through the whole shoulder darted blouse pattern thing. I've done so many videos on shoulder darted on this channel, so you can just follow up those ones. You can still check out this one. So the first thing I'll do, I'm going to use a neck width of 2.5 inches as the standard for this one. You can increase it if you want the neck width of your blouse, but I don't really need that. So I'm using 2.5 inches neck width, neck depth of 5 inches. I don't really need it, it's just for drafting sake. So I'm going to draft my shoulder. I'll mark my shoulder divided by 2, so that's 7. So you connect and extend. So I'm extending it by a particular amount. I'm extending it by the extra that I want to add. So if someone has a bust size of 32 to, let's say, 35, 36, you're going to extend by around 16 to 18 cm. So if someone has a bust size of, for people that have bust sizes of big 36, big 36, 38 and above, you're going to extend with say 20 cm. So 18, 20 cm like that. So these are the ranges, so that it will hold very well by the time you're done. So for this particular size, I want to use 18 cm so that it will hold very well. The bust, this thing will hold, the bust dart, the over bust dart to hold very well. So I'm adding an extra 18 cm. So let me go over it again. The shoulder measurement stopped here. From this point where it stopped, I extended to 18 cm. Just because you are doing an off-shoulder madam blouse, okay? So I'm going to measure the distance from A to B so that I can get the midpoint. I need the midpoint, so 11.2. So I'll just use about 5.75. So I'll call here C. The midpoint is C. So I'll get the measurements of the nipple to nipple and I will mark the measurement. So from here to here, our nipple to nipple divided by 2 is 3.5. 3.5. You go ahead to connect it thoroughly. So the bust position is 10.5, and you go up from the bust position. Now we go up by 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. So if you pay very close attention, my videos are very detailed. This is actually how we teach our parents. So if you pay very close attention, you would understand. So you can watch and practice as you watch. So I've marked my nipple to nipple from the center point, then I've gotten the middle of this point, then I'm connecting it. So I added 18 centimeters. Next thing for me will be to divide it into 2 equal parts. So that gives me 9. So 9 cm to the left and 9 cm to the right. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, I had to shape this place off so that I can know that it's going to be cut off. So I had to shape this particular point so that it will be cut off. So next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the chest measurement. So we have shoulder divided by 2, which is 7 minus half. So I have 6.5. So you connect it to the shoulder slant. Then you drag down this line straight. Don't bother measuring anything at this point. So you go ahead to take your measurements. When you get to the beginning of the dart, you jump and pass, because the darts will definitely be eliminated. So for someone that has a bust of 8.5, that's round bust divided by 4, 8.5. Someone that has a bust of 34, this would have been where the bust measurements would be. But we've already dragged down this line, so we're going to use this line. We will not mark it inside because we don't want our pattern to alter coming inside. But if someone has a bigger bust, you'll be marking outside rather. So because the bust measurement was supposed to be here, I'll use this straight line rather. So I'll connect it here. Then since it's a madam blouse I'm making, I want the lower part, that's the hem, to have a kind of flare. So I'm going to go ahead to connect, measure round bust divided by 4, 8.5 plus 3 inches, 11.5. 3 inches is just a standard that we use really. It doesn't bear any significance, so you can choose what you want to use. So at this point now, where it is shapeless, we go ahead to leave it at this point and go over to the back. So go over to the back to start drafting. So I'm going to use this point. I'll draw a straight line. Then from that straight line now, I'm going to, let me mark the zip allowance. I'll mark a zip allowance of 1.5 inches. So if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel, like this video and share so that other people too can learn. You can connect with us on our social media handles and join our Telegram channel. So if I use a neck width of 2.5 in front, I'm going to use a neck width of 3 inches at the back. Not like it matters though, because we're actually not going to stitch it like the normal blouse with a shoulder. This one has an off shoulder. So this is your center back ZA. So this is our zip allowance. So we're going to measure our shoulder from here, the center back. You don't have business with the zip allowance. So measure our shoulder divided by 2. We'll have 7. We'll go ahead to connect it. Then we also come to the chest line and measure 7. I know you have different patterns of drafting, but this is just our pattern. You do what works for you, but the standard still remains the same. So this is 7. Then come to the round bust, 8.5 inches. Then we'll go ahead to connect it. I hope you can see it very well. So I'm going to use a measure rule to drag down my 8.5 inches from the armhole down to the bust line. So now that we are done doing that, I'm going to go ahead to connect. I'll still measure my 11.5 at the full length and hemline. So when you measure it, you connect it. As Erics, we do what we call waist shaping, because we actually want the left and the right to look exactly the same, so that you don't have to start wondering it's not connecting and the rest of them, they are not well matched. So I'm going to start my waist shaping from my front like so. So just follow me step by step. So from this point you measure, from center front you measure. So the first step in high waist shaping is high waist divided by 2. So for high waist of 30, we divide by 2 to give us 15. So from here to here we have 10.6. So you hold the 10.6 and continue until you have your 15. So this whole place is giving us our excess. So we'll go ahead to measure the excess in centimeters. Turn to the centimeter part of the tape and measure it. So we'll have 14.5 cm. So I'm going to share the dart for the front, 2 cm to the left, and then 4 cm to the right, giving me a total of 6 cm for this particular size. So I'll drag it down just like I've been doing on all my shoulder darted blouse patterns. I'll drag it down for a waist cincher effect because I want my waist to be well cinched. Connect it to the other bust with a straight line. You don't really need a curve at this point. So 2, 4. So the total you have here is 6 centimeters. So out of an excess of 14.5, you have minus 6.0. So you're going to be left with 8.5. Okay, 8.5 centimeters. So let me share the darts for the back. So for the back, we'll do our waist shaping first before we share the darts, so that you won't be confused about why we are shifting our hands for the dart position. So from this back line, where does it start? We measure 0.75 inwards, then 0.75 under a high waist, under bust, and on the bust line. So you now use a ruler to connect them all. Then connect to this edge so that you can still retain the flare effect. Then you connect to the tip here. No matter the neck depth of the outfit, don't go and connect it to this place, so it will wobble. So you connect it to the tip of the neckline. So by the time you connect it, of course we'll shake this place off. We'll shake this place off. So our dart position here will now be nipple to nipple divided by 2, which is 3.5 plus 0.75. So we're measuring from this center back line. You don't have business with this line yet. We'll pay back for it. So the total we have is 4.2. So we're going to have 3.5 plus 0.75. So 3.5 plus 0.75. Yes, so that's 4.2. So we'll measure and mark our 4.2 and connect it. So we just go ahead to share our darts. I want to use a dart of 2 cm to the left and then 2 cm to the right. So now that I've connected it, I hope you're following up to this point. So I've used 6 here. Okay, so we had 8.5 remaining. I'll subtracted 4. So that's 2 to total of 4. So we'll have 4.5 left. So we're going to, for the side shaping, we'll divide the remainder by 2, so it now remains 2.25. So 2.25 centimeters, 2.25, 2.25. That's your inside by the remainder. Go inside by the remainder and connect. So if you'd like to get a copy of my book where I made detailed illustrations, pictorials and all of that on this off-shoulder blouse, you can click on the link to order on Amazon. It's called Advanced Pattern Mastery for the African Woman. It has detailed illustrations on advanced patterns. So now that we're done with this one, we're going to go over to the underbust shaping. So the round underbust is currently 29 inches. So the first step is to do underbust divided by 2. So that's 29 divided by 2, that's 14.5. So it comes to the underbust and start measuring. So you don't need this line again. The new line is this one, the one inside. So you're going to measure 9.65. Then you continue at the back until you get your 14.5. So you get it to this point, jump here and pass. Then I'll have our 14.5. You can see that. So our excess is from here to here. So we have an excess of 7 cm. So 7 cm excess. So we share for the front. So we share 2 centimeters to the left and 4 centimeters to the right, which was the same thing that we shared on the high waist. So that's just about the pattern that we use. So we can just leave the remaining 1 centimeters to be hanging around while we now use a curve to connect here. If you have a French curve, fine. If you don't have a French curve, you can just use your bare hands and blend in the entire curve. So from the full length line, I go up by 1.5 inches or 1 inch, whatever shape you want to have will determine how much you can go up. So I just use 1.5 inches. Do the same thing for the back. Connect. Then go ahead to add. Okay, so for the zip shaping, you know, we reduced here by 0.75 inches the back. We're going to pay for the zip shaping by adding 0.75 inches either to the front or to the back. So most times, to increase the fullness of the front, I always add the extra 0.75 inches to the front. So I'll add it to the front first, then we can come back to adding our sewing allowance. So we can now add our sewing allowance of 2 inches. If that is what you want to use, for me, I use 2 inches because I don't want to use invisible pattern to stitch outfits. Next, I can see it's all coming together gradually. So we also add our sewing allowance to the back. You're not paying for zip shaping at the back again. You're only paying in front, which we have already done. So if you wanted to pay at the back, you just pay at the back and go ahead with that. So later on, I'll just add the extra inches here to make up the 2 inches. So I want to start making the actual alterations for the off shoulder, because all this while we've been drafting the basic shoulder set blouse pattern that will be altered. So now I'm going to make the alterations for the off shoulder. So for my off shoulder alterations, I'm going to measure strap to strap. Strap to strap is the strap to strap measurement is this measurement from where you want the off shoulder to start and end. So for a lot of adults, medium size, slim medium size, we usually have from 9 to 10, plus sizes around 11. So strap to strap I'll be working with will be 10 inches. So to 10 inches. So this is what I will do. I'll choose the point that my overbust. The overbust is the point where you want your off shoulder to start. Like you don't want your chest, your breast and all that to be showing. So you can now say, okay, this is my overbust. This is my overbust. I want my off shoulder to start from here, and this can now serve as your overbust. So you take your strap to strap at that point. So I can say that my overbust can be, say, 6 inches. It's just a coincidence that it's rhyming with my chest line, but it doesn't necessarily have to rhyme with yours. So what I will do, first thing I'll do, so the first thing I'll do will be to close up the darts. I'll close up the darts first. By the time I close up the darts, I'll connect this point to this point, just to fill in for the shortage, the part that is falling deep. So the strap to strap, you now mark your strap to strap divided by 2. So the strap to strap divided by 2 is 5. 5, that's our strap to strap divided by 2. For the armhole slants, for the sleeve slants, for slim and medium sizes, we use about 5 inches. So 5 inches from where your strap to strap stops to this exact point where you paid for your zip shaping, that's if you paid in front, or to the point where your front measurement ended if you paid at the back. So I'm using 5 inches for this particular person's size. 5 inches. It doesn't have to end at the armhole. It actually doesn't have to end at the real armhole. It can end at the new armhole that you choose, like the point where so the 5 inches touches this line. So yes, this is what I'm working with. I can work with 4.5. I can work with 4.5, and okay, so you can see this line. So I can choose to kind of dip it, make it a sweetheart, whatever it is I want to do here. I can just go ahead and make it. So you connect this one now to the normal armhole. So that's just about it for the front. I'm going to cut it out so that you see it eventually. So the 0.5, you add 0.5 across all the joint points. So it's all up to you at this point. So I'm going to go over to the back and still measure the strap to strap of 5 inches. So before we do that, let me show you something. So this is the new zip position because we're cutting off here. So this is the new zip position. So we'll measure from here to here, 1.5 inches. From here to here is our zip allowance now. So from this new zip allowance, still on the chest line, I'll measure the strap to strap divided by 2. It will give me 5. I'll mark it and leave it. Then I'm going to, like this was where our 5 inches ended, and it needs the back pattern needs to connect to the front pattern. So I'll come to the main measurement and mark it there. Since we brought it down to the full length, at the sewing allowance area, sorry, to connect it. Then from here I'll measure 5 inches and make sure that it touches this. Okay, so it touches our chest line. So this one now is a perfect match. So we just go ahead and connect it. So if you want to blend your back, to blend in, you blend it in. If you don't want to blend it in, you don't blend it in. So you add your sewing allowance. So this is side back, this center back, and this is basically it. I know it's looking so confusing to you right now, but just follow it gradually and you'll get it. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to cut this pattern in pieces, and you now get to see how the pattern will be for you to cut some fabric. So in my next video, I'm going to show you how to cut the off shoulder sleeve so that it fits in perfectly well. So remember, if you want to order a copy of my book, pattern making for the shapely African woman. It's of the link in the description box. You can order it on Amazon, you can order it in Nigeria. It's a detailed pattern making book on how to draft different female outfits from the very scratch. Thank you for watching. So just follow up as I cut it in pieces.